Hi, my name is Neville Sullies. Got something in mind. I am the 8th church leader, creator of the cell phone, Cat 5, Fiber. The beast opened his mouth, mentioned my name. The beast opened his mouth. The beast Obama, he is the beast, opened his mouth and said my name. Neville, did you sell cracker? That's what's beside the point. My name is Neville Sullies. He didn't know his name then. Obama, what is your name? I don't know. Man, ain't seen it. If you've seen it, subscribe, send a donation. Obama stole everything from me. Every cell phone on the earth was stolen. That's beside the point. I'm here to talk about the first 4 trumpets. Chapter 8 in Revelation. The first 4 trumpets, I believe that the first 3 trumpets have sounded, and the 4th is yet to come. In the 4th, I'm leaving the earth. During the 4th plague, I'm leaving the earth. I won't be around to see the 5th. 5th is my doing. I don't know if it's the 5th bowl or the 5th plague. We're going to go through that. We're going to actually go through all 7 plagues today, but we're going to talk about the first 4. I believe the first 3 have passed. The first 3 trumpets have passed. And I have some images. I did some research on YouTube in 2020. And I'm gonna show you that. So let's go through the first 4 trumpets. 7 angels were holding the 7 trumpets, prepared to blow them. When the first one blew his trumpet, there came hail and fire mixed with blood, which was hurled down to the earth. A third of the land was burned up, along with a third of the trees and all of the green grass. A third of the green grass was burnt up. This one says all the green grass. A third of the trees and all the green grass. So, this happened in 2020, 2019, around there. First trumpet sounding. I thought it was the plagues. During 2020, I'm sitting there, I thought a plague started in June. But it was not a plague. June 8th. I heard somewhere in my mind that the first trumpet sounded, I believe that during that time, but before that there were forest fires. California was on fire. Parts of the places, many places on fire, but Australia was on fire. Russia was on fire in 2020. They call it Serbia, Siberia, part of Russia. Australia lost a lot of greenery, a lot. It was sweating, it's hot. The weather's changing up. But yeah. I have some images, and I will show you some of the fires that I've seen in North America, South America, Brazil, Amazon, Russia, Siberia, Australia. I'm gonna put those up. You'll see those.
By the time we get back, so that's going to be good. A little bit until we get to victory.
Traffic for 540. Affirmative. Doyle, we're pulling into Vickers Lane now. You need any help down there, or you got it? Engine 68. 40. We're at the end of Victory Lane trying to everyone else will be back. Take this structure to the bed. Copy, we're pulling in now.
Fence.
Look at that washing machine that used to be there.
Feed yourself.
You guys need any help? Huh? On the inside? Well, it's time to go, boss. Hey, let's go! Come on, lady! The fire is here!
That's what I'm doing. My dad burned in the fire. That's their assistant rally.
Hello? They're quiet ones, too. All right, boss. You don't have nothing heavy, do you?
No, the car's right there. That's like that. I'm just over there on the road right there. See how there and get that way?
Yeah.
She parked the car up there and ran up here. I mean, it's like she's got the thing today.
Why you're saying you got a hose? I'd start hosing the roof.
Electricity off the pump.
Oh, yeah. All right, boss.
what the firemen have told us to do.
The fire concentration, the challenge that we're facing here in the state, is now disproportionately impacting Northern California. And that is because of close to 12,000 lightning strikes that we experienced over a 72-hour period. Just a day ago, I announced that we are struggling to address the needs of suppressing some 376 fires in the state. That number has grown to about 560 fires in the state of California. And a lot of sleeper fires. This we anticipated as the smoke cleared, as our reconnaissance efforts increased, as we compared and contrast the federal efforts with the local and state efforts. That new number represents 560 active fires that we are addressing, trying to suppress here in California. We now are engaged formally with mutual aid from 10 different states. We've been on the phone with governors all throughout the United States, not just the western states, trying to reach out as far as the East Coast to see if we can get resources here into the state of California, address the stress that we placed on the 12,000 plus firefighters that are on the lines as we speak, trying to suppress these wildfires all up and down the state of California. We've also reached out across the border into Canada for resources and support. And many of you up here recall, I think it was 2017, the support that we were provided and the support we provided in turn of some of the best wildfire firefighters in the world from Australia. We also have requests out for that talent as well. There's been 20 epic wildfires in the state of California. This complex represents the 10th largest. The complex at SCU represents the 7th largest that the state is.
How long do you think it'll take for it to come down? I did like a 400-yard, 4 feet wide fire break, and we're gonna try and stop the fire right here. We stopped the fire around the house over there. We stopped the fire around the house over there. CDF and the other fire departments are awesome, but I'm just trying to, save this neighborhood we have. Because I want to save the neighborhood. There's short work, and just a little path like this can, save one home, 2 homes. That's enough for me.
It was actually pretty slow moving, but it would roll along, and then it would get up into the trees and burn up into the trees, and then it caught my neighbor's property on fire over there and burned some of their outbuildings and moved along. We couldn't stop it. There was just too much fuel oil on their side, and it got in up on their property and burned their house down. Burning here. Nothing intense, but we've dumped water on it before.
Get out from there, correct? And back towards Braymore. Yeah, fire. 29 following. Resources on Empire grade. Head north.
Well, we're checking it out. We're doing the best we can.
29 trainee on line.
Burning that I was at earlier in case you want a reference, because I did a live at 4:30 in that other house.
eastern side of Lake Oroville here, right off Highway 162. And this is one of the areas that was actually evacuated. And the reason that it was evacuated is that this fire was moving very fast and it was very windy. Take a look. With smoke so thick, it's difficult to see, but boats are still floating at Bidwell Canyon Marina, and California's first mother orange tree is still standing next to the historic Bidwell Bridge. But it's a much different story playing up on Highway 162. There is a reason these roads are shut down here. Oh my gosh, they're so hard to see. There's fire everywhere. Burn scars cover the hillside all along the eastern edge of Lake Oroville. Oof. Flames are not far. Up Simmons Road, homes in a tree-covered neighborhood are on fire. So these house fires are really random in this area. You'll find houses like this on fire down the road, and then just up the road, you'll find houses untouched by the flames. Intermittent winds intensify the fire. This time-lapse video shows just how fast the flames can burn through a home. Fire crews spread out in an attempt to put out flames and create a fire line as wildlife of all kinds flee the area.
It's getting really close.
Further down Simmons Road, water hoses were left around the home, but with weak water pressure, our efforts were minimal to get the ground wet. With each gust of wind, Phil Nye watches as brush piles near his home of 18 years burn like matches.
Seems pretty safe here, you know, and got everything pretty cleaned up around here, and
Fire crews keep a close eye, but Phil went to great lengths this spring to create defensible space around his home. So this doesn't worry you at all, like it's pretty close.
nah, it could be okay.
Phil ignored evacuation orders. Defensible space or not, the fire on Simmons Road is dangerous and unpredictable.
This is part of the North Complex, which has burned more than 250,000 acres and is only 38% contained. Fire officials say it's moving so fast, it's burning at a rate of 1,000 acres per half hour. Evacuation orders are in effect for parts of Yuba, Plumas, and Butte counties. This is actually just south of where the Camp Fire burned back in 2018.
One of them burning nearly 200,000 acres. And unfortunately, this natural disaster has turned deadly.
Small amounts of rainfall, but a lot of lightning. It touches down and sets off this, record-breaking dry fuel at a time when there is tremendous drought here, record temperatures, and now these big winds. And so we're looking at a naturally caused thing, something that's part of the normal life cycle of California's landscape, but it's been amplified by climate change in this case, Lindsay.
I mean, Jake, we know it has been a fast start.
Get in, David.
Remember, we're in the green here.
Copy.
So we head back? No, not that way. You're not going to go back through the Inferno. Go up here to operate.
Okay.
To protect the town of Phoenix, his town.
This is wiped clean. And this is so fresh, the smells are here. The devastation, it's really even hard to fathom.
Amid the ruins, cadaver dogs search for at least 22 people who are missing. And across Oregon are scenes like this. One home survives, those around it are leveled.
Pretty tough stuff.
The air so hazardous that 1 in 10 ER visits in the state are related to wildfires.
Oh my God.
Across Oregon, so many are wondering, when will it end? The fires keep raging, the smoke unrelenting, the damage indescribable.
Extreme weather fueling a wildfire crisis unlike anything residents in Colorado have ever seen. Several days defending homes on the front lines, crews are still prioritizing saving lives over dousing flames. The skies above Colorado consumed in the dark plume of a wildfire disaster. This week, the monstrous East Troublesome fire exploded, at one point racing at a rate of nearly 80 football fields per minute.
Oh my God.
Forcing the evacuations of thousands, fast becoming the second largest fire in Colorado history, now at nearly 190,000 acres, proving deadly.
The scale of the damage so immense, the town of Talent, Oregon, is echoed throughout the West, where dozens of major wildfires continue to burn. In Southern California, the Bobcat fire exploding again. And a new battlefront on the mountaintop. Firefighters now trying to save the iconic Mount Wilson Observatory. Back in Oregon, the threat remains everywhere, and patience is wearing thin.
I'm sick of it, man. We're ready to get this stuff out. If I have to evacuate again, man, I'm moving out.
This is footage of the Brazilian Amazon on fire.
After weeks of raging fires, still they burn. The smoke choking its way across Brazil, affecting the lives of millions.
Paulo. So how did we get here? The simple answer is people. First of all, not only is there an unprecedented number of fires, but there's also a massive amount of smoke.
People don't really understand it until you actually see it coming at you in a wall of flame. Everything is so dry here, and it's been drying out for, 2 years, so it's very volatile. And of course we have the eucalyptus, which is in the air. It's volatile too, so it just explodes. It's very, very terrifying. The fire still came at us, even though we were very well prepared. There was over 200 firefighters here from various areas in Australia that were helping us to fight the fires. The lack of water, of course, is a big problem, so we had to ship in water tanks, etc., to actually deal with it. And people were using blowers to blow back the sticks and the grass and clear the area, but it didn't make any difference with this fire. It's like fireballs in the air that explode. Cars blowing up before the fire even gets near. It's unprecedented. We've had, loss of life at our little community, and we're all devastated by this.
What can be one of the coldest places on Earth is on fire. Gigantic infernos burning across Siberia on an unprecedented scale, a climate catastrophe. The wildfires burning in Russia now are bigger than all the fires raging across the globe combined, bigger than those in the US, Canada, Turkey and Greece put together. This the view as passengers fly into Yakutia, a region 3,000 miles from Moscow. But in Siberia, before you
Mitsotakis said the fires were a reality of climate change. Many see it as one of the main triggers. However, others say some fires were started deliberately. But whatever the cause, everyone here will be hoping that the extreme heat and high winds will end sometime soon.
Fighters have arrived here and water-throwing planes, of course, from several European countries. But it is, of course, not enough because all this, as we saw, is tinder dry. And it just takes the tiniest spark and the battle just goes on and will be going on for days here.
How well prepared, Barbara, is Greece to tackle fires on this scale?
Not well enough, of course, is the short answer. But things have gotten better since the devastating fire in 2018 that wiped out a whole suburb and killed around 100 people because evacuation orders were not being given. There was complete disarray in the fire services, the police and other authorities. Things have gotten better from then. Everybody gets constant warnings now on their mobile phones to leave an area, to be careful, to not get close to the fires, to take care of the smoke and smog that is covering the city, and for old people, children and so on to stay indoors. So all that is much better coordinated, but you can never have enough firefighters to fight fires like you see now in Greece, not only in the north of Athens, but in other areas of the country, in the south, on the Peloponnese, more or less everywhere on some of the islands fires have broken out, and it is almost impossible to really bring them under control.
Determined to make a stand, these villagers living just north of Athens refused to flee the flames. They chose instead to stay and fight the blaze alongside the emergency crews. Many felt they didn't have a choice. Leave and go where? And let my house burn? If we'd left, this place would have been destroyed. We told the women, elderly and children to go, and whoever was able stayed on to help, however they could. Authorities say high early evening winds rekindled many of the flames, erasing much of the progress made during the day. Just hours earlier, crews had managed to get some of the fires under control. The wildfire, about 30 kilometers out of Athens, threatened the city's electrical grid and supply. The flames also came close to the site of the ancient Olympics. An all-out battle ultimately saved one of the country's most treasured attractions. But scores of fires are still raging. Rescuers are exhausted after working nearly non-stop. But Greece's Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis has warned that the worst is yet to come.
Inland, farmers are helpless as their animals perish. Dozens of villages have been evacuated. The smoke in Greece is becoming a hazard. On the island of Sicily, the fires in the mountains are also threatening seaside resorts. 150 tourists were moved out. Turkish authorities say they have brought most of the fires under control. But the hot weather is expected to continue for the next few days.
It is very hot right now, 41 degrees Celsius as we speak. It's very dry, the soil is very dry, and there have been strong winds. They have been fanning the flames, and all of that has made it very, very difficult for firefighting operations, for firefighters to get the situation under control.